Hey, hey, Jackson, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Commando. Hello, hello. How are we doing tonight? Nice elbow, thank you. I've been working on it. I'd say, as far as elbows go, solid A tier. It's a pretty good elbow, but there's always room for improvement. You still sick? A lot better today. I still got a bit of the sniffles, but I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. We're a lot better today. Yesterday I ended stream because I got so clogged up in the middle of Wizard 101 that I literally just could not breathe through my nose. But hopefully that doesn't happen today. As long as I don't talk too crazy, that shouldn't. It's literally just if I keep talking without really stopping, I get clogged up real quick. But we should be good today. I've been drinking plenty of water. I've been making a real point of it the last couple days. So if you redeem hydrate, I might not have anything left pretty soon. Well, yeah, if you guys take anything... I thought I turned that one off. Jackson, you making me fix this. Hold on. CYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJHGFEDCVA. We need to give more credit to the dude who invented water. I don't think so. Why would they invent something that we constantly have to drink or we die? Seems like a nerf to me to be so dependent on one thing. Like if we didn't have to drink water, life would be so easy. It takes up so much time in my day. I have to drink the water and then take time to pee it out. And getting water for me is easy. Look, I live in America where I can walk over to a sink and get it. In other countries, they still have to walk miles to get water from a polluted river. New shirt? It is actually a new shirt. Thank you for noticing. Jeremy keeps up with my shirts. He knows. I have a very similar flannel, but it's kind of been it's been getting worn out. It was a Walmart flannel, so of course it wore out pretty quickly. But I went to Target today and the flannels were on sale. $10 for this. It's very nice. I like the colors on it better. I like the pattern on it better. Look, in general, I prefer the Walmart experience over the Target experience. I like walking into a store and feeling the collective anxiety within it. And you really get that when you're in Walmart. A little bit in Target, but not as much. Jeremy's got a checklist on all of Zesty's shirts. He might. Alright, sorry guys, just getting a couple things set up here. All right. All right. Nah, just observant. True. True. All right. So about a month ago, I bought a DNA test from ancestry.com because it was on sale. They're normally like $100, but I think they were selling it for 40, so I hopped on that. You know, I just wanted to see what I was a little curious because I'm a bit of a mutt. On one side, I've got a lot of Filipino with just like a touch of Spanish. Filipino and Spanish at DNA at this point is pretty synonymous. You'd be hard pressed to find like a 100% completely 100% Filipino DNA individual, even in the Philippines. And then on my other side, I'm just a mix of a couple different Europeans, mostly German, a little bit of Swedish, and probably a couple others in there. But I was just curious as to what my actual DNA looked like, where my ancestors came from, and what that means for me. So I thought it would be fun to go over all that today. How crazy how crazy would it be if we jump into this and they're just like, actually, you're not Filipino at all. You were swapped at birth. How insane would that be? That would be a major womp womp womp. Imagine we just go into this, my life changes from this day forward. That would be a womp womp womp. But I can already tell you right now, that's not the case. We've got the Visayas and Mindanao right here. That's the Philippines. So that portion checks out. I actually am Filipino. So I get jokes from like family friends that maybe that I don't look Filipino. I got swapped at birth. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that anymore from this day forward. Cause it's right here. Zesty's actually black. Well, let's find out. So I don't know if they still have it. I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to click on too many things, but they let you put in a little guess. So I pretty much said 50% Filipino, 40% German, 10% Swedish. So if we jump into ancestral regions, we get, yeah, let me view my results. We get 8 ancestral regions. We got Central and Southern Philippines, only 38%. What? I expected at least 40. 38. That seems a little low. Oh, okay. Hold on. The other 12% is Visayas, which is also the Philippines. Whew. Whew. So I am actually a full 50% Filipino. I got a little scared there. All right. 9% German is very surprising to me, because Strohman is a very German last name, and the fact that I'm only 9% kind of blows me away. 23% England. You're telling me I'm more English than German? They're giving me a little bit of France there? I just made fun of France last week. I said I didn't want their flag on my state flag. You're telling me I might have some French in me? Here, what do the colors mean? So on average, people in this area get 5 to 25% in this ancestral region. That's like, so this is 25 to 50%, 100% this ancestral region. Okay, so is this just like a general thing? Okay, I won't read into that too much. But surprisingly enough, this is the most surprising portion of this so far. The history of Britain, the heart of our England and northwestern Europe region, is often presented as one group of invaders after another displacing the native population. The Romans, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings, and Normans all left their mark on Britain, both politically and culturally. However, the story of Britain is far more complex. Okay. Okay. This all makes sense. This all makes sense. Here, let's go back and explore a little more. So I've got a lot more English in me than I thought I would. Probably because, according to them, because they just got invaded by all these people at some point. Here, 9% Swedish. So my estimate is 9%, but can range from 2 to 13%. Here, let's click on view this timeline. I have no idea what this means. They're just making up words over there. Well, Gothenburg makes sense, but you're telling me they also got Hyonghyoping? Eskunsta? Those aren't real places. You're telling me they had working women in the 1700s? They're just making shit up over there. All right, hold on. All right, regions. We'll get to journeys in a moment. But 9% Germanic, 7% Netherlands. That one's surprising to me. I could be up to 18% Netherlandish. Norse. That's what it would be, right? Okay. See, but that mixes in with a lot of Germany, so that makes sense. What's the bi-parent thing? Can I go by that? We'll get into that. All right, we got 3 ancestral journeys. Learn where your ancestors likely lived and moved in the past 300 years. All right, yeah, we'll just start with Sweden. So actually, I bought if you'll see here, the early Pennsylvania settlers. This was before I got my DNA results. They sent me a bunch of, this website sent me a bunch of articles and just forms, basically just tracing my ancestry back to the very beginning of America. Like the 1700s, before America was officially a country, when it was just getting settled. And that made me feel so American. That's why I bought an American flag, and that's why it's behind me now. So here, let's see where my ancestors came from in Sweden. A true patriot, indeed. I'm so like I thought I thought I would be like I thought I would have more immigrant in me. Is what I anticipated. I thought my ancestors would have come a little later. Not much later, you know, like maybe 1800s. I didn't think Germans were huge migrants into America, a huge migrant group into America during that period, but I guess they were. Okay, how to view timeline? Yeah? Or this time? They might both lead to the same place. Okay, this is where we were just at. Southwest Sweden, consisting of the countries of, oh God, Västra Götaland, Holland, and part of Småland, is historically one of Sweden's most populous and productive regions. Gothenburg, one of Sweden's most important trading and shipping centers, lies on the west coast. Throughout the 1700s and 1800s, the region provided the rest of Sweden with cattle, household goods, and tools. In the mid-1800s, the traditional Swedish life built on agriculture and local trade began to disintegrate as millions of Swedes sought work in urban areas and in America. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Oh, the manorial system. Much of the land in southwest Sweden was held by nobles ruling large estates or manors where tenant farmers worked the land and paid rent in cash. A portion of their harvest or labor performed in the noble fields. A typical peasant might have worked up to 100 days a year on the noble's land. Many of Västra Götaland's peasants farmed and raised livestock. In Skaraborg, in the Skaraborg district, they sowed rye to make Swedes famous. Oh my god. Okay. Knäckebröd. The oats to sell England as horse feed. At the same time, they tendered great herds of cattle and dairy cows for food and market. Hold on, while I'm reading all this, I feel like I need like Skyrim music playing in the background. Here, is this a good one? Oh my god, I got an ad. Ignore it, don't listen to it. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. We like this one. All right. Much of the land... Okay, we already read that. All right. Working women and girls in Götaland performed a wide variety of roles, not only on their own farms, but often in the community at large. Before modern hospitals, mothers relied on specifically trained midwives to deliver their children. Also, many sent their teenage daughters to work as domestic servants in other peasants' households to cook, clean, and tend livestock. Daughters and milkmaids often tended the dairy cows in remote summer pastures known as fäbod. Oh, sorry, this is a little... I totally... Guys, I've only been doing this for a year. Very good at this. Alright, daughters and milkmaids often tended the dairy cows in remote summer pastures, known as fäbod, and then produced cream, butter, and cheese with a reputation for quality all throughout Scandinavia. So, you're welcome for the cheese. Life along the river. Plentiful rivers and forests in Götaland served as crucial sources of food, energy, jobs, and transport for the region's inhabitants. Along the main river, you see this? Just when I think we're gonna read a normal paragraph, they just throw in made-up words. What are they doing over there? I refuse to believe that this is a real word that my great-great-great-great-grandmother would have said. Numerous waterfalls powered by a growing number of sawmills, thousands of local men and laborers from nearby agricultural communities worked in the timber seasonally in winter and sometimes up to 9 months a year. The work included felling trees, debarking logs, then hauling or floating the stripped logs to mills, where more men eventually sawed them into planks or used fine-tooth water-powered saws, which could be extremely dangerous. Hell yeah. A religious awakening. In the late 18th century into the 19th, many Swedes participated in a religious movement stressing strict morality and social engagement, feeling that the state church didn't address their lives or spiritual needs. They met in private homes to pray, read the Bible, and listen to sermons from unauthorized preachers. Yo, we got the black market Bible reading. That's insane. You just weren't allowed to do that? This is like when you're a kid and go over to a friend's house and play a video game over there that your parents wouldn't let you play at home. This is what that is for them. They went to their friend's house so that the government wouldn't catch them reading the Bible. In these meetings, individuals could speak freely, which wasn't permitted in the state church. In Västergötland, these groups got the name of Läsare or readers for their seriousness about reading the Bible. Later in the century, this awakening and the splintering of Swedish Protestantism would influence many to emigrate to America, where they could form their own churches. Oh, I know they're hella religious on my dad's side, so that could definitely be part of it. We're getting to the 1800s now. In the late 1700s and early 1800s, weaving, craft-making industries developed in the scattered villages of These cottage industries centered around the town of Boris. Merchants commissioned and provided households with the raw materials to spin, weave, and knit clothing, first with linen and later with cotton. Wooden items such as rakes, furniture, and other tools were produced in large numbers as well. Such work provided peasant households with valuable income and supplied the country's growing textile and consumer goods market before the advent of large urban textile factories. A new urban society. In the early 19th century, most Swedes lived in rural villages. They tended to marry later because people waited to inherit or buy a farm before getting married. This kept family sizes smaller, 2 to 4 children on average. But times were changing. The population nearly doubled between 1800 and 1875, and the amount of available land shrank. Landless Swedes moved to cities like Gothenburg looking for work. Village life also changed as land reforms pushed farmers out of villages onto plots of land in the countryside. All of these changes increased pressure on many young Swedes to look to the promise of a better life elsewhere. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, this is where we get to America. Migration to America. About 1.4 million Swedes moved to America between the 1840s and 1920s. Imagine coming here right before the 1920s in hopes of a better life. Like, oh my God. business is just not doing well over here. Hopefully the economy in America is much better during this time. Boom. Great Depression. Awful luck. The coastal district of Holland near Gothenburg experienced the highest per capita migration. The journey to New York often took 20 days. That's it? Only 20 days by boat? I thought it would take like a month or more. 20 days ain't too bad. You can do 3 weeks on a boat. And travelers often bought the cheapest ticket, about 100 Swedish crowns, almost a year's salary. Jesus. In the steerage section below deck, where conditions were cramped and uncomfortable, initially most farmers and their families who moved to the Midwest and Upper Midwest. By the 1890, the vast majority were young, between 15 and 35, and they established themselves in Chicago, Minneapolis, or along the East Coast. Checks out. Checks out. Oh my God. Look at that. So later we'll be getting into like the early Pennsylvania settlers. Because apparently that's where a lot of my ancestors, that's what my ancestors were part of. But look at that. Pennsylvania and Upper Midwest. 35, see, I'm still young, confirmed. True, they said it here. Wow. This stream is basically just gonna be a big history lesson. I hope you guys like that. I find it interesting. Now, it's my history lesson. It might not have as much relevance to you, but I think it's still interesting. All right, building community in America. In America, Swedish men found work in mines or in construction, while women worked as domestic servants, making $10 a month. Much better paid than in Sweden. Many were aided by family members who had emigrated previously, and Swedes often gathered in neighborhoods with others from the same region. Swedes flocked to Chicago, for example. People preserved Swedish traditions and language by participating in Swedish churches, speaking Swedish to their children, and keeping traditional feasts on holidays. This did not stick with my family. I barely knew I was Swedish. On Midsummer's Eve, bringing up the news. On Midsummer's Eve, one of the largest celebrations, community members lit bonfires and danced around a Mustang maypole in traditional embroidered clothing. Community transformations in America in the middle decades of the 20th century, both dramatic and subtle changes. This music is sorry, it's still a little loud. Still a little loud in my ears. Came to American Swedes. Instead of thousands of new arrivals each year, migration nearly stopped as new federal legislation restricted immigration. As older Swedish-born immigrants began to pass away and new Swedes stopped coming, English gradually replaced Swedish in homes, churches, and schools. Many Swedish churches had stopped offering Swedish services by the 1930s, and Swedish courses in high school likewise disappeared. However, Swedish Americans remained interested in the culture and history of their homeland and established a variety of institutions, including the American Swedish Historical Museum in Philadelphia, to preserve their heritage. Hi, you're Swedish? I am... Also, hello, Savannah. I am... Hold on. I am 9% Swedish. I'm a lot more British than I anticipated. I thought this 23% would be for German. That was not the case. But I can confirm, full 50% Filipino. Okay, we love Swedish fish. You're welcome. What can I say? You're welcome. So anyway, we're doing a little little history lesson. We're gonna go through the history, and then we'll get into the actual fun stuff, like the personality traits that they think I'm gonna have. We're going through the origins, and you see there we got traits. Oh no, he likes tea and crumpets. No! Oh god. Oh god. I need a crumpet right now. All right. So central and southern Sweden. My people basically farmed and made textiles, and then they were like, oh shit, business is dying, and then moved over here. So that's wild. All right. We'll get into early Pennsylvania settlers, and then we'll get into what I think is actually going to be the fun history lesson, is in the Visayas and Mindanao over in the Philippines. That one's going to be the coolest one, I think. All right. Early Pennsylvania settlers. You and other people with this journey are linked through shared ancestors. I'm just checking to see if there's any information down here. Not really. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Even when they show, like, I mean, they're just showing parent 1, parent 2. It's not like I gave them my parents' names, but they got it pretty spot on. One from the Philippines, the other one from you know, the more European areas. That's kind of wild that they were able to tell that just by my spit. Oh, hi on this side too. Hello on that side, Savannah. Hello, hello. You can pick whichever one you like better. I figured multi-streaming's the way to go. I turned off ads on both sides. I mean, I made a new channel specifically for streaming on the YouTube side of things. All right. History lesson time. This part's gonna be kind of cool, I think. Early Pennsylvania settlers. English Quakers founded Pennsylvania as a bastion of religious freedom and tolerance. So more so their religious freedom and tolerance of their religion is what I gathered from my actual history classes. That was a point that one of my professors hammered in pretty heavily. Not necessarily that they were searching for religious freedom for everyone, but more so just for themselves. All right. Thousands of German and Swiss Mennonites, Anabaptists, Anglicans, and Scottish Presbyterians followed, drawn by the promise of religious freedom and acres of rich farmland. Their industry and success raised Pennsylvania to prominence among the American colonies. Their soldiers helped to ensure a Union victory in the Civil War, and they went on to leave their stamp on the settling and culture of the American Midwest. Religious freedom in the New World. Although America was known for being colonized by people seeking religious freedom, Pennsylvania soon emerged as one of the few colonies that actually made good on that promise. There you go. Oh, hey, Ray. Good to see you. What's your heritage? All right, I guess I'll go back. So these are the ancestral regions that they gathered on me from my bottle of spit. Full 50% Filipino, and then a lot more British than I thought I would be. Literally just a European mutt. But yeah, good to see you, man. Always good to see you. Where was I? Pennsylvania Schooners. Okay, this was largely due to the English Quakers who arrived in the early 18th century. They knew religious persecution themselves and made it a point to establish laws that allowed for religious diversity, as well as trying to deal fairly with the local Delaware peoples. German and Swiss Mennonites, Lutherans, Presbyterians, all followed in quick succession, drawn by the chance to both own land and practice their religion without fear of being arrested or killed. Fleeing the ravages of war. A new generation of Pennsylvania officials started making shady land deals and alienating the Delaware. Meanwhile, thousands of Swiss and German immigrants arrived in Pennsylvania and Maryland. Many came to escape the lingering devastation from decades of war and marauding armies razing villages and destroying crops in their homelands. They tended to come as families, and many arrived as indentured servants, owing between 2 and 7 years of labor to pay off their passage. So these guys had it tough. Oh my God. When it was the Swedes, you know, they were saving up for a year to pay for their ticket, albeit not a comfortable ticket, but a ticket. These guys, oh my God, this is what credit does to you. You're just enslaved to your creditors for years and years. This is why you pay for stuff with money that you have if you can. Otherwise, you owe a decade of your life to another person. And all right, although Switzerland remained relatively untouched by war, its feudal system made life miserable for most, and the monarchy's tight-fisted policies controlling religion compelled many Swiss to leave. God damn. All right, new battles. After years of living relatively peacefully with local Native American groups, settlers on the frontier found themselves caught in the fighting of the French and Indian War. Settlements emptied as families fled to larger towns for protection, and many men joined the fight on the British side. Pennsylvanians used new roads to move troops and supplies for the war, and as the fighting stopped, farmers used those roads to push even further west. Wherever they went, the Pennsylvania Dutch left their mark, from the German they spoke to the iconic 2-story barns they built. You ever see a 2-story barn? You're welcome. The impact of independence. Pennsylvania farmers had turned the colony into America's breadbasket by the time the Revolutionary War began. Thousands of Pennsylvanians fought in the Revolution. Others, including members of peace churches like the Mennonites, raised the crops that fed the Continental Army. Freedom. You're welcome. We wouldn't have it if we didn't feed those soldiers. With the opening of Ohio after the war, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. Many Pennsylvania residents started moving west again. The opening of the Erie Canal in 1825 linked east to west, beckoning the land-hungry and restless descendants of Pennsylvania's early settlers. Ohio's population increased from 45,000 in 1800 to over 2 million in 1850, including many German speakers from Pennsylvania. All right, wheels of progress, coal mining, and iron production were changing the face of the character of Pennsylvania as the state embraced the Industrial Revolution. However, at mid-century, most of the state's population still worked in agriculture. Wheat was the major crop, but machinery like threshers and harvesters were beginning to transform farming. At the same time, the main line of public works, a series of roads, rail, and canals between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, promoted trade between eastern and western markets. In 1834, Pennsylvania passed a law to provide free public schools, though some German speakers worried about losing their language and preferred their own schools. War and growth. Abolition had long-standing support among Pennsylvania's early settlers who praised the freedom they'd found in America. Only New York provided the Union with more soldiers than Pennsylvania during the Civil War, and the state was a major source of food, coal, iron, and other supplies, as well as manpower. After the war, some descendants of Pennsylvania's early settlers kept moving west along the German belt, settling in neighboring Ohio and Indiana. Others joined German populations in Buffalo or Chicago. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's all making sense. According to the documentation that this website showed me, this is around the time that my family started moving over into Illinois and the Chicago area. It's crazy how this all lines up. All right, where were we at? They brought their traditions of breweries, beer gardens, and gymnastics social clubs known as Turnverein. That's an odd headline for an entire quarter of a decade, or a quarter of a century. Sauerkraut becomes Liberty Cabbage. At the turn of the century, Pennsylvania was a world-renowned manufacturing center. Many of the descendants of the state's early German settlers now lived in or around cities and industrial areas and worked in factories, shops, and mills from Philadelphia to Chicago. War years were boom times for Pennsylvania and Ohio as factories met demands for everything from woolen blankets to armaments, and farmers enjoyed high prices for wheat. But the war also brought anti-German sentiment and persecution, which led to increased assimilation and loss of pride in or outward recognition of ethnic heritage. Yikes. All right, down and back up again. We got this section and then 1950, and then it's onto the Filipino side. The Depression hit single industry towns like Altoona and Reading, steel towns like Pittsburgh, and hundreds of small coal mining towns especially hard. In Philadelphia, unemployment, foreclosures, and evictions skyrocketed. The state's government initially blocked some New Deal programs, and by 1932, Pennsylvania had more families looking for relief than any other state in the country. In Ohio, more than a third of factory workers and 2/3 of construction workers were out of work, and teachers in Cleveland took pay cuts. World War II got the state's economic engines started again, and more women joined the workforce during the war. Right, and then a changing landscape. Defense work had lured Easterners to West Coast cities during World War II, and some continued to move west. Those who stayed saw changes at home, even while some cities embarked on urban renewal projects like Pittsburgh's Renaissance. Families kept moving to the suburbs. Manufacturing began faltering, and a harbinger of the decline of the steel industry that would hit cities like Youngstown and Allentown hard. Philadelphia and other big cities dealt with civil unrest as the civil rights movement picked up steam. On the brighter side, Philadelphia's American Bandstand broadcast new music to America's teenagers, and the Pittsburgh Pirates brought home World Series titles. Very cool. All right, this is, as far as history goes, like that's cool. We learned a lot of American history in history, but I'm more interested in this side because this is the side that I really don't know much about. My Filipino side. Oh my God! Look at that beautiful shot. What a beautiful country. I wonder if are there any more pictures? No more pictures? What a shame. Hell yeah. Oh my God. The islands just in the distance. Hell yeah. So my mom is from Bohol. That is this little island here, I believe. No. I lied. It's. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. All right. This island. This is Bohol. I know this because a lot of my family is from Tagbilaran, and I know Tagbilaran is in Bohol. So this is Bohol. Whoops. This is not Bohol. I don't know what this is. It's irrelevant. Maybe I should read the overview. People, products, and politics circulated through the islands of the Visayas and Mindanao. Migrant entrepreneurs, laborers, and farmers traveled to the islands of Panay, Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Light, and Mindanao to make money and access land. Early communities survived alongside the natural environment, which provided both farmland harvest and forest commodities that connected locals to domestic and international markets. Anti-colonialism was a marked feature of the area, and long-standing resistance to foreign incursion is a powerful dimension of Visayan and Mindanaoan history. Alright, we got waterways. Waterways were how people from the islands of the Visayas and coastal northern Mindanao connected. The region was known for its skilled boat builders, who made crafts generally known as Barito or Banca. These vessels were made from solid native woods such as molave, guijo, and ipil. To prevent leaks, carpenters used a caulk made of tree sap and coconut milk. Local peoples used these vessels for both inter-island and river trade, and by close to the 18th century, Visayan carpenters were in high demand, especially to build and maintain Spanish ships for the long-running Manila Acapulco galleon trade. Oh my god. Crazy words again. Alright, island life. Surigao City was a busy fishing village and the administrative capital of the district of Surigao and nearby towns in the northeast Mindanao. Strong resistance to the Spanish administration and Catholic Church by the local Moro peoples kept foreign migration to the northern coastal towns of the island on Cebu, Bohol, and Negros. Corn was the main subsistence crop, and the slightly better quality of land on the southeast Cebu drew an influx of local migrants. Lompotes were a well-known local product on Cebu. Families wove lompotes, and islanders sometimes paid a portion of their tribute or taxes in lengths of fabric. Alright, a web of trade. I feel myself stuffing up. We don't have much history left to go. But I'm ready to be done with history. Before the stream, at the beginning of the stream, I was telling everyone, I feel the more I talk, the more I stuff up. And I was like, oh, hopefully I don't have to do a lot of talking in this stream. And here I am reading just a history lesson. So I apologize if I get extra nasally. Do you need to take a break for a bit? Nah, I'm good. Unless you're offering something. Okay. I was gonna half-jokingly offer a round of Fortnite before we finish the Filipino history lesson. Here, let me read this paragraph. A web of trade. Inter-island trade across Cebu, Panay. I don't know how to I don't know how to pronounce that one. Cheers. Who was that from? It's not even telling me now. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Could. Maybe after all this. Inter-island trade across Cebu, Panay, Negros, and late included merchants traveling to gather tobacco, sea slugs, pearls, cacao, gold, beeswax, and rice. Hell yeah. I don't know why, I just get excited anytime I see the word rice. These were shipped to Manila in exchange for prized manufactured goods such as liquor, home furnishings, glassware, and steel. In the Negrense town of Tanjay, a distillery produced native whiskey from nipa, mangrove palm, sap, and local weavers produce burry, cabbage palm bags to transport raw products. I don't know if whiskey is a very popular alcohol in the Philippines anymore, but they love beer. Oh my god. You come in America, all the Filipinos, anytime they talk about alcohol, they're just, the entire time, they're just dreaming of a brand called San Miguel. I actually had a bottle today. I went to a Filipino party at one of my neighbors, just a couple houses down. They're also Filipino, or the wife is Filipino, so her and my mom became friends, and they did a little Filipino party there. They had some San Miguel, so I had my first proper bottle of San Miguel, and oh my god, it might be one of the better beers out there. I gotta say, I'm a little biased, I'll admit, but it was good. But I don't know if there's any prominent Filipino whiskey brands anymore. I'll have to look into that. Whiskey with honey would probably help your throat. A lot of people would tell me, not whiskey, but gin. Root beer better. Hold on. That reminds me, we're going on a bit of a tangent. Okay, I need a little break from talking. You guys are gonna appreciate the payoff of this. So, me and my friend used to make music in high school. I might have shown you guys on stream before, but I don't think I've played anything for you guys. We had a song called Finals Got Me Like. It's about focusing on your schoolwork instead of partying and drinking and all the other typical high school distractions. And one of my friend Mike, he's been on stream before, one of his lines was, I drink root beer, not real beer. That's what that reminded me of.
Alright. me, Mike Tackett of the Scholar Gang.
Mike Tackett of the Scholar Gang.
I be getting educated.
You be getting faded. Test be getting graded.
You get
intoxicated.
I know that's overrated. Rather pass a class, be smoking grass. Now a giant ass wouldn't skip a class without a hall pass. When sassafras, that root beer, not real beer. I study all school year. Got a good career. Cashier, like where my food. You too rude. Your grades are screwed, but mine cool. Summer school, you in that. Straight A's, I did that. On a roll, I made that. Your report card, you hid that. It's so sad,
That's too bad.
I'm rad, like a
skateboard.
Knowledge,
what I hoard.
So much drive, call me Henry Ford. P is
stored in the balls. Yeah. It's kind of fire. Hell yeah. We produced the beat. Actually, we sampled Watermelon Man.
Finals and it's got me like
taking finals and it's got me like, hey. Taking finals and it's got me like. Taking finals and it's got me like, yeah. Taking finals and it's got me like. Taking finals and it's got me like. Hey.
Finals and it's got me like. Taking finals and it's got me like.
Hold up. My verse is coming up. Wait. 7 out of 10. Just wait. I've never been about popping bottles of champagne. I'm more about the knowledge and getting them straight A's. You drink away in your bombing tests. I'm in algebra, plotting coordinates. Gonna go off to college cause I love knowledge. I be hanging with the Asians, not the alcoholics. 4.0 GPA, my grades are flawless. What's my sexiest trait? I'd say my brain's the hottest. Graduated the top as a valedictorian. Greater than more Medicorians. Yeah, you know I be scoring them. I study on dates so girls don't take me on more of them. 9 out of 10, thank you. Taking finals and it's got me like.
Taking finals and it's got me like, hey. Taking finals and it's got me like, ooh. Taking finals and it's got me like, hey. Taking finals and it's got me like.
You hear me hit the mic?
Taking finals and it's got me like, ayy. Taking finals and it's got me like, ooh. Taking finals and it's got me like, ayy.
There you go. A little tangent for you. You guys want one more? Because that's not the only one we made. Here. Here, we can play this one. This one's called Beans. One more song. Okay. I got you. This one's called Beans. We also produced this beat, I think. Let me play it.
Hey, let's get some beans, yo.
Oh, this one also has Miles in it.
Feeling tired, under stress, but you gotta keep on going to get those beans so you get dressed. And after you're feeling squeaky clean, you know you don't need that caffeine, cause you're the lead machine on beans, working antihistamines. It's in your genes like vaccines. Like honestly, man, vaccinate your kids.
Vaccinate your kids.
What are you doing?
Bro, I'm all about the bands like Bush is all about the beans, and I'm a dog, R.I.P. to Duke. If you ain't with me behind the scenes, then I don't want you on my team. I got that gas like eating beans, and I just do it for the memes. Give me a plate of beans, and I'll leave it squeaky clean, cause I go crazy at the plate, cause I'm a bean eating fiend. Take 2 slices of bread and put the beans up in between, and I slurp them up real good. That's just my bean eating routine.
Bush and his beans on my plate, I eat heavily. I eat so many beans, I think it be getting deadly.
I do Bush's beans like Bush did 9/11, but Bush is really mean, so I ate all of his beans. Eat the beans like it's a breeze, I believe it's a disease. These beans are getting beaned, I'm bean eating machine. Your beans, they dream of me, I leave your beans unseen, but beans ain't what they seem when beans be all you see.
We on an ultralight bean. This is a God bean. This is a God bean. This is every bean. This is every bean. 11 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. This is a fun tangent. Hold on. Let me see if there's any if there's another one I could play. We need the Saint Zesty World Tour. Perhaps. Let me see. Let me see if there's another one that I want to play. This one's kind of a banger. So this one's called Snapchat Filter. This is the cover. This is when Snapchat filters started getting popular, and this is when they just released the filter that made you look like a girl. It's crazy that this was like new technology when I was in high school, and now like there's like a bunch of AI tools that can literally just transform an entire picture. But this is my friend Nasser using the girl filter. Let me know if this one's quiet. I know when I mixed this, it came out really quiet. Let's see if I have that extension. Volume master. Here we go. How's that? Oh, this might be a copyrighted beat from someone. I credited them. It should have been a free beat. I loved you ever since the first picture, but turns out you're just a man in a Snapchat filter.
By somebody new, so I added her back, cause her bitmoji looked cute. Sent her a chat, asking what she added me for, but it doesn't really matter, cause it's boosting my snap score. We talk online, but in real life I haven't seen her. All my friends telling me that she could just have a wiener. I said, shut up, she wouldn't be like that. I can't be getting catfished, who am I, Nat? She said we need to talk, yeah, she said it's important, and I've never heard her voice, for all I know she could be foreign. Called her on the phone and her voice sounded familiar, cause she was just my homie with the Snapchat filter.
I thought I loved you ever since the first picture, but it turns out you're just a man in a Snapchat filter. In a Snapchat filter.
Really brings a tear to your eye. I'm coming up.
Here we go again, scrolling through my list of friends. Just quick added you, trying to take a pic to send. Ask what you doing at the moment, and how you been. Say you're sitting around, look at my double chin. Was that a filter you used? I couldn't really tell. It don't matter to me, you looking cute as hell. You made your way to the top of my best friends list. I'm not at the top of yours, we don't got the emoji yet. I love the laughs and I love the joking. I've missed you ever since you left me on open, so I sent a pic of my King Konger. You snapped me back, but yours was longer.
I have a really good quote in this book. Wait, let me think about it. We only accept the love we think we deserve.
I thought I loved you ever since the first picture, but it turns out you're just a man in a Snapchat filter. picture, but it turns out you're just a man in a Snapchat filter. In a Snapchat filter. In a Snapchat filter.
That one's unironically beautiful. So I sent a pic of my King Konger. You snapped me back, but yours was longer. That's insane. Oh my God. I forgot how funny I was in high school. Holy shit. Me and my friends were so funny. All right. One more, and then we're done with this tangent. This is I Mine It. It's a Minecraft parody of I Love It by Kanye West and Lil Pump. We made this the day that song came out. Just to hop on it, just to hop on the trend, see if it would get some views, and guess what? It worked. 10K, almost 11K.
You know, every day I've been playing the same game. I'll be in case.
Sorry, I might have just killed your ears there. I am so sorry.
Baby. I'll be playing Minecraft.
I'm finding diamond ore.
Or I mine it. I'm finding diamond ore. I mine it.
I'm finding diamond ore. I mine it.
You're in the mine, you got nothing.
Now I craft a pickaxe with diamonds.
Ooh.
I just pulled up on a horse and I'm crafting lots of arrows. Shoot the mobs up with my bow. Now I'm all out of arrows. The mine, you know I'm in it. I just killed 7 endermen. Got 3 sticks and 2 string. Craft a rod and I went fishing. I crafted diamond hoe. Oh, what? I'm farming. Even Alex in the mine.
Guess what? They're mining.
I'm finding diamond ore.
I mine it.
I'm finding diamond ore. I mine it.
I'm finding diamond ore. Man, like, don't ever act like you ain't ever lived in a dirt house in Minecraft before.
Everyone's built a dirt house before.
I'm finding diamond ore. Playing Minecraft gold ore, I mine that. 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 The mobs I attack when I'm in the mine shaft. I make a bookshelf so I can enchant. Mining ores with my iron pickaxe. Playing Minecraft, I'm gonna go fishing. New update, now Herobrine's missing. New update, now Herobrine's missing. Dirt blocks missing, you know I've been digging.
I'm finding diamond ore. I mine it. I'm finding diamond ore. I mine it.
You know, every day I've been playing the same game. I'll be in caves mining and shh. You know what it is, baby. I'll be playing Minecraft. You know.
All right. That was the last one. Back to history lesson. That was a fun little tangent. A little trip down memory lane for me. All right, a web of trade. We just gotta get through this history lesson and then we can get to the fun stuff, like all the traits they think I'll have. A web of trade. Inter-island trade across Cebu. Okay, we already... beeswax and rice. Let's see here. Whiskey bags was also common across the provinces that comprised the coconut belt of the archipelago. Locals in Samar, Leyte, and Misamis Oriental wove them into pouches for rice and to use for ritual offerings. Sugar's rise in the Visayas. I didn't know we were a big sugar place. Grew in Iloilo. Iloilo. My volume isn't boosted anymore, is it? No. This is just still loud. Okay. Grew into an important sugar processing hub for the burgeoning haciendas, plantations of Negros. Philippine-born Spaniards and immigrants ran the most notable plantations, hiring sacadas, transient laborers, to cultivate sugarcane on their lands on the this is a difficult paragraph, occidental side of Negros. After harvest, workers left the haciendas to return to their hometowns. In Cebu City, merchants established trade links with Manila, and enterprising families sent representatives to set up businesses in cities on Cebu, Leyte, and Mindanao. These business ties influenced fashion trends among the Visayan Islands upper classes, who donned hybrid ensembles like sinamay, hemp-derived cloth, shirts worn with pants, and European-inspired jackets and hats. All right, cosmopolitan and revolutionary foeman. Though Cebu City was a cosmopolitan urban hub connected to neighboring island ports through the coastal traffic, tensions were brewing. Each ethnic community paid taxes to the local colonial government at a different rate. Chinese residents paid the most. Cebuanos, Ilonggos, and Negrenses typically paid less. The Spanish paid none. Policies like these helped fuel mounting anti-colonial sentiment. Revolutionary forces across the Visayas fought against Spanish and later American forces after the Philippines became a U.S. colony in 1898. Yeah, this whole transpiring of the Spanish basically owning the Philippines and then handing it over to America, and then the revolution. That's a very interesting point in history for both America and the Philippines. And it's also interesting that after all that, American and Philippine relations are pretty good, pretty strong. The Babaylanes, shaman of La Carlota Negros, were especially fierce in their efforts as they fought against the U.S. incursion and for redistributing hacienda lands to tenant farmers. All right, resistance and regeneration. Revolutionary forces on Samar, Cebu, and Leyte resisted U.S. colonial incursion. Bands of Pulahanes, upland rebels, outlaws, peasants, and millenarian insurgents attacked U.S. municipal buildings, military outposts, and schools to deter the advance of U.S. authority. Meanwhile, Cebuano theater continued to grow, and Teatro Junquera, these paragraphs get harder and harder, staged the first Dulang Binisaya. Landowners, merchants, and farmers migrated to western Leyte to develop sugarcane plantations and unrefined cane sugar mills dotted Ormoc and Biliran Island. Chromite, iron ore, and manganese drew workers to Dinagat Island, Sikuhor, and parts of Bohol, paving the way for the mining surge of the 1930s. Guys, we mine in that iron ore. All right, war and rehabilitation. The Hawaii Sugar Planters Association had a recruitment center in Cebu. They offered free passage to cicadas, and thousands of Visayas migrated to Hawaii. Back home, local militias emerged to resist Japanese occupation as World War II began on islands like Leyte. Japanese forces tried to force farmers to produce food for their imperial army? I didn't know I mean, they're right there, so at some point, I guess it was bound to happen. Like, they were bound to try, but the way I understood is Japan mostly tried to keep to themselves. It was the rest of the world who tried to get involved with them. But interestingly enough, I had no idea that they tried to occupy the Philippines. In answer, Latino guerrilla units printed and circulated their own emergency notes or currency to purchase food during the war. Though fighting razed urban centers like Cebu City, locals rehabilitated the city after the war, and soon patrons flocked to Cebu City's Vision Theater, the queen of cinema in the region. Holy shit. The Philippines, I don't know much about their martial arts. I just know it's insane. They have one of the craziest fighting styles ever. Let me see if I can find a video that I can show. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Because it's a very cutthroat fighting style. It's very aggressive. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's called Kali. Okay, hold on. Let me scan through this video because there is a knife in it. There is a real weapon. I don't want to.
We do business differently from
I don't want to get too crazy here. Push too many boundaries.
1 sector, 2 sector, 3 sector, 4. Then finish. Okay. Boom, bang, bang.
I mean, they're just doing a demonstration. I don't. Okay, that's probably not a real knife.
Punch.
This one's not even a good video anyway. Let me see if I can find a good one. This is for educational purposes, by the way. All right. Yeah, I don't know if okay, I'm gonna check this video. If this one's not looking, I don't know how Twitch and YouTube. I mean, this is a YouTube video, so it's probably okay to an extent, but I don't wanna push too many boundaries. Okay. All right. So it's a lot of like, I mean, they're just doing a demonstration here, but it's a lot of quick fluid movements, and it like they're just straight up going for the kill there. You see that? That man put the dude in a chokehold and was going for the neck snap. Like there's look at that. He just did like a backwards drop kick. Like this is all about just going for the kill in like the most fluid way they possibly can. All right, not a real knife probably. All right, they're using sticks and plastic knives for a educational demonstration. Yeah, look how quickly they quickly aim to disarm. They're like flipping around, trying to throw each other around to pin each other down. It's insane. I don't know how actually effective it is. I mean, they won wars. They fought off the Japanese. They fought off Americans. They fought off ain't no way this would actually work. Well, look, they're just doing a demonstration here. It's all slow, but look, it's probably a really hard one to master. It's like, if it's not like karate or taekwondo, where not necessarily that you can just pick those up, but I imagine that this would, like, those would probably be like 3-star, like, yeah, 3-star levels in a game. This would probably be 4 to 5 stars in terms of trying to actually get good at it, because it's like, it's very technical. They're doing, it's almost like Aikido, but it's actually legit. Most criminals would probably have a gun in them. I mean, true, a gun on them. True, of course, obviously. But I think that's what makes this one an interesting fighting style. Is that it's like, when your opponent has a weapon, your first aim is to, like, disarm them in, like, this weird technical manner. I'm sure they have a contingency for if this is a gun instead of a knife. Because the thing is, like, while by the 1800s, right? What are we looking at? Yeah, 1900s. I mean, sure, they probably had some guns in the Philippines, but probably not anywhere close to what other countries had. Because even in Japan, like, we were helping them out, giving them a bunch of training and weapons. So we, like, in the Philippines, and this is kind of a similar issue that we faced when we went to the Vietnam War, is like, just the mastery of guerrilla warfare. Just very unconventional styles that America's had to face when invading Vietnam. I imagine that was kind of the same case for the Philippines, because that collie looks so unconventional. But I mean, look, the Philippines is still around. We're not owned by anyone else now. You say no way to actually work, but it did, apparently. It might be harder to pull off today, but back then, we messed some people up. All right. In search of new horizons, Visayan cicadas left Hawaiian fields for agriculture work in California, and urban renewals in Los Angeles flourished alongside Filipinos coming to work in the growing defense and cannery industries. Two very different things. Filipinos formed their local organizations to foster community in their new home. Low farm wages and lost land holdings also spurred migration to the Philippines. Visayan migrants moved to Manila, the port city of Cagayan de Oro, or places like Zamboanga del Sur, where land was more available. Repression during the Marcos dictatorship. Why are the trees speaking Vietnamese now? Why are the trees speaking Filipino? Literally, dude. Oh my God. America gets into stupid conflicts. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Where was I? Repression during the Marcos dictatorship prompted student activism across the Visayas and Mindanao. Some Filipinos joined the New People's Army, the Communist Party of the Philippines armed wing, to demand redistribution of economic and political resources. Interesting. Yeah, so that was probably like my mom is from the Philippines. She spent the first 20 years of her life in there. You'll notice that a lot of Filipinos are married to very old white men. I mean, you could probably name a few theories as to why that happens. I don't necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole. Perhaps another time. But a lot of Filipinas rather, migrate to America because they married old white men. Which was the case for my mom. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go over traits. What do they think my traits are? Ooh, let me see if this is a good Skyrim song to be playing. Yeah? Am I feeling this one? That's true, your dad is way older than your mom. Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's weird for most families to have such an age gap, but for Filipino women and white men, that's probably greater than average, but like, it's not unheard of to have like pretty big age gaps like that. Describe your father in 3 words, old white guy. I mean, yeah. But to be fair, he probably wasn't super old when they first got married. I mean, still 30 plus years older is what it is. I mean, as opposed to being, he's 80 now, but I mean, he was in his 50s before when they got married, I think. If I'm doing the math correctly. Still pretty old. Alright, this is the fun part. Let's see here. Hold on, let me scan. Hold on. Let me see. Because there's supposed to be a medical section. I want to go through that. But I just want to scan this, make sure that there's not anything that I don't want to show. Oh, okay. Ancestry doesn't really do in-depth health reports anymore. That's okay. If I did 23andMe, that would be the case, but not so much with Ancestry. Okay. 80-something versus 50-something? Yeah. All right. I guess let's go through. No. All right. Well, let's go through this all section by section. We don't need to go through all of them at once. So both parents pass down DNA for each trait, but some DNA has more influence. We can find the DNA with the most influence and tell you which parent it came from. Alcohol flush. Face does not flush. I mean, I can't say that I've looked for my face flushing when drinking alcohol, but I can't say that I've noticed it either. Asparagus odor, able to smell asparagus metabolites? I mean, I don't think asparagus smells great. I didn't think that was anything specific. I didn't think that was a specific trait to a parent. I thought asparagus just smells bad. Athletic ability, less naturally athletic. What do you mean? What do you mean? Look at that. I can't even roll up my shirt enough. Look at these guns. You're telling me I'm less naturally athletic? Nah. Hold on. I need to feed Patch anyway. I'm gonna feed Patch and do a push-up. Patchy, I owe you food. It's 8 o'clock. There you go. You go, lady. Look at this form. I can touch the ground. Hold it. Oh, I'll do it again. I'll do a clap push-up. Keep in mind, I'm sick. They don't know what they're talking about. Birth weight above average. I think that's true. I'd have to check with my parents on that one, but I think I was a pretty chubby baby. No, they definitely told me that. They thought I was gonna be chubby as a adult. Because I was pretty big as a kid. Bitter sensitivity, able to taste a certain bitter flavor. I do feel like that's the case for me. I don't really like bitter tastes, and I guess I do taste that pretty prominently. Caffeine intake, likely to drink a lot less caffeine than average. Is this because I would need less caffeine to feel the effects, or is it because I just naturally am not interested in caffeine? Let me delve into this one. Your DNA suggests you drink a lot less caffeine than average. I mean, either way, probably true. Caffeine intake is at least 4% genetic. So what's the point of even bringing this up? 4% of... Okay, that's a weird one. I don't even want to go through that anymore. I thought they were going to explain that a little better. Cilantro, likely to enjoy cilantro. I like it a little bit. Unlikely to have a cleft chin. Is the cleft chin with like the butt chin? Yeah. Competitiveness, likely to be competitive. I'd say so. Dancing, unlikely to enjoy dancing. Holy shit, I hate dancing. You know, I like a little groove every now and then. Y'all saw me earlier, but actual dancing, oh, I have very little interest in it. Desire to succeed, likely motivated by success, yes. Determination, more determined, yes. Unlikely to have dimples. What the fuck am I looking for when it comes to dimples? You guys be the judge of that one, I'm not sure. Doing things alone, likely to prefer doing things with people? Not really. I wonder what they look into is... Oh, please. Is 1% influenced by genetics? Why are they even showing me this? Earlobes, attached earlobes. Not really. No. Eye color, dark eyes. Yeah, they're pretty dark. They've got some green in them, but they're pretty dark. Facial hair, genes for patchier facial hair. Yeah, it's real patchy. Ring finger longer than index finger. Yeah. So this is my ring finger. It's my index finger. I don't know how easy it is to see on camera, but yeah, that's taller. Wow. They don't even know what I look like. All right. Focus, unlikely to focus is easily. I'll say that. I do struggle to focus. Unlikely to have any freckles. They got that right. I don't have freckles. Likely to get stronger easily. That's true. Unlikely to be a goal setter. I set goals because I know it's good for me. It's not a natural inclination of mine, if that makes sense. I do it because it's good to have goals. But I tend to just pick things up and want to do them without any specific goal in mind. Hair strand thickness, thin hair. I mean, my hair's pretty thick right now. I hope it stays that way. We'll see. Hair type, straight hair? No, my hair's very curly. Hand-eye coordination, likely to have good hand-eye coordination. Maybe. Unlikely to get hangry. I have been getting more hangry lately, but that's if I'm like starving. I wonder how genetic that is. 3% genetic. Heart. Zesty genetically proving why he's peak human. Literally. Heart rate recovery, average recovery rate. I do feel like it's... This is purely anecdotal. I don't have any real test. I haven't had any real test done to confirm this, but I do feel like it's lower than average. I feel like... Yeah, I just feel like it's harder to recover in that aspect. Heat tolerance. Likely to tolerate heat well. Kinda. I think this one's probably... Oh, 5% genetic. That's one of the higher ones we've seen. I'm fine with heat. I can deal with heat if I need to, but I don't like dealing with it. Unlikely to hold breath for long. True. I'm not very good at it. No, I'm not gonna test it right now. Likely to prefer individual sports? Absolutely. It's interesting they say that here, but then up here they say... Where is it? Likely to prefer doing things with other people. Alright. But yes, individual sports. Yeah, I'd rather do stuff myself. Introvert or extrovert? Extrovert? No. I want to see how much of this is... Oh, 1% genetic. Very introverted. I talk to other people because I have to. Because it's a pretty necessary part of this world. But if I could live on my own and provide for myself and be self-sustainable, that would be ideal. Unlikely to be a high jumper. I'm a pretty high jumper. I played volleyball. I was a middle in volleyball, which means that you have to be able to get high enough to put your hands over the net and block. But I was not the highest jumper. I can tell you that in high school. Leader, more likely to take the lead. True, but I don't... I mean, if it's genetic, cool, but I feel like that was a very learned habit for me. I learned to take the lead because it's... because I felt like... I feel like I have an obligation to take the lead if in a specific instance I'm more capable than the people around me. Although if other people are more capable than me, I have no problem letting someone else take the lead. That's fine by me. If I don't have to take the lead, I won't. But I don't mind taking the lead if it's something where, like, no one else really can really step up. I will say at work, I and got promoted to a higher leadership position, and they put the offer of manager on the table, but they also know that I don't want to be one. That's just too much responsibility. I have zero interest in that much responsibility, that much obligation. But I mean, yeah, I don't mind taking leadership roles. It is what it is. Eye contact, more difficult to make eye contact. I'd say that making contact with a ball. Oh, not eye contact. Where did I get eye contact? Making contact with the ball, more difficult to make contact? Yeah, I'm terrible at soccer. Male hair loss, genes for lower chance of hair loss? Yes! 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 Oh, by the way, speaking of work, I'm now ServSafe certified. If you don't know what that means, when you get a leadership role in a restaurant or any other place that serves food, you have to be certified in food safety. And as of today, I had to go in this morning to work to take a test. It was a very difficult test too. Oh my god. One of the more difficult tests I've taken in recent years. Now, to be fair, it's also one of the only tests I've taken in recent years. But Jesus Christ, it had me stressing out a little bit. But yeah, look, that doesn't mean I can cook, but if I do cook, I won't get you sick. That's what's up. Morning or night person? Night person. I'd say so. I like nights a little better, but I've learned to like mornings. I think mornings are very nice. I like waking up early. But I also like staying up late, which is problematic because that means I get zero sleep. Omega-3, average levels. Okay. Optimist. Unlikely to be an optimist. I'd say naturally, it's very easy for me to be negative. What would the word for that be? What's the opposite of optimist? A negativist. But I've kind of taught myself through philosophy and just habit to be an optimist. I don't think if I made a conscious effort to be an optimist. Pessimist, thank you. I don't know why I was blanking on that. Thank you, Jackson. Yeah, I probably would have been a natural pessimist if I didn't work on it at all. And I don't think that's necessarily... I feel like that's normal for most people. It's very easy to focus on the negative things, but it's definitely something I really had to work on for a long time, and even now is like something I struggle with, is looking at the bright side of things. But I'm much better at it now than I was years ago. Pain tolerance, higher pain tolerance. I'm kind of a bitch, I'll admit. Look, I don't like pain. Sorry. Performing choreography. Performing choreography is more difficult. True. I hate dancing because I'm bad at it. If I was better at it, maybe I'd like it, but I suck at it. Persistence. Unlikely to be persistent. True. I have to make a conscious effort. All that reading has completely blown out my ability to talk. Where was I? I have to make a conscious effort to be persistent. I feel like very, very conscious effort. I can't naturally pick something up and just spend a lot of time on it, which makes editing very hard for me. I'd say you're not a Scorpio, but you are. Yeah, I don't know why Scorpios get such a rep for being pessimists. I don't get it. It's almost like... everyone's different. And the traits that line up with your astrological sign, people go, oh my god, you're such... that makes you such a this astrological sign. That makes you such a Gemini. That makes you such a Scorpio. And then all the traits that would supposedly conflict, they just ignore that. It's almost like astrological traits are a self-fulfilling prophecy. What would, let's hear. There's a term for it. Evidential bias? Let me look it up. There's this confirmation bias. It's almost like astrology is completely based on confirmation bias. All right, pet ownership. Unlikely to have a pet. True for my mom. Patch is in her hut. She's not coming out, but I love pets. Physical agility, less agile. I think if I lived in any other country than America, I would be below average. But we're in America. Land of McDonald. Land of the Burger King. I'm above average here. Physical balance, unlikely to have good balance. Maybe as a kid. I feel like my balance has fallen off lately. Physical flexibility, less flexible. True. Physical strength, naturally stronger. True. I had abs when I was in 3rd grade. Picky eater, not a picky eater. I was when I was younger, not so much now. I'll eat most things. Playing an instrument, unlikely to play an instrument. True. I'm very inept at instruments. Quicker reflexes, true. Unlikely to remember dreams. I mean, it's hard to remember them. So probably true. Avoid taking risks. I'd say I'm naturally risk averse. I have to make a conscious effort to be willing to take risks. Likely to experience a runner's high? Yeah. More self-confident? No, not at all. More self-disciplined. I have good months and bad months, I'll say that, as far as discipline. Light to medium skin tone, true. Faster when playing sports, a little. Again, if we lived in any other country than America, then yeah. Or no, I would be below average. But in America, hell yeah. Unlikely to enjoy spicy foods. I like a little bit of spice, but not a lot. But at work, I do pick the spicy chicken sandwich over the crispy chicken sandwich any day. Sports technique. More difficult to develop good technique. True, I'm very awkward. It was very hard for me to develop good technique in volleyball when I played volleyball. Sprinting, likely an endurance runner? No, not really. Sneezer in the sun. Maybe, it's not really something I paid attention to. Likely to tolerate dairy. Oh, hell yeah. I'm so tolerant of dairy. But, I didn't have to stop drinking, regular milk. I switched over to soy milk because I drank, literally every morning, I drink a protein shake. Whether I work out hard or not. If I work out hard, I'll put more protein in. If I don't really work out that hard, I'll put less in. But I was drinking a protein shake literally every single day with milk, and my tummy was getting upset, so I had to switch over to soy milk, and that's been a little better for me. But I think I am above average when it comes to tolerating dairy. I just drank so much that it did become a problem for me. Unlikely to roll your tongue. See, they say that this is genetic, but I don't think it is, because look at this. I wasn't able to do that for the longest time. See, the thing is, people just try to curl the tongue. That's what I used to try to do. But really, you just form it with your lips. I don't know if that's cheating, but That's how you do it. Likely to have a unibrow? Hell no. Likely to enjoy trying new things. I love it. I love doing different things all the time. It's so hard for me to focus on doing one thing because I want to do new things all the time. A vitamin A, average. Vitamin B12, average. Vitamin C, average. Vitamin D, average. Watching sports? Likely to enjoy watching sports. No, I don't care at all. Not even a little bit. Wisdom teeth? Likely to develop all 4 wisdom teeth. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was recommended to take them out a long time ago. Never did. Probably will sometime, though. I do the almond milk. Almond milk's good. I do soy because it's marginally cheaper. And as far as plant-based milks go, that one is supposed to be the closest to regular milk in terms of nutrition. And that's the reason I picked that one. All right. Personality. Oh, here we go. So we can see like how strongly it is. I guess there's not really a point in getting into this. Not a nap taker. I didn't see that one earlier, but yeah, true. I hate taking naps. I take naps if... There was a period of time where I would literally like fall asleep in the middle of editing because I would be so tired, and that would be the only time I would take naps, is when I would literally fall asleep. Like I had no more choice because I wasn't getting enough sleep at night. I would come home from work tired, but I'd force myself to edit, and in the middle of editing I would fall asleep. It was insane. Vitamins, doing pretty good. Performance. Let's see if there's any that we didn't really go over before. Muscle fatigue. Muscles tire faster than average. I'd agree with that. I'm just going through seeing if there's any new stuff here that we didn't see. Sweet sensitivity. Less sensitive to sweets. Maybe. Highly sensitive to umami. Yes. Oh my god, I love umami. I would definitely prefer umami to sweet. Oh my god, love it. Ticklish. Unlikely to be ticklish. I don't think I'm that ticklish, but I hate the feeling of being tickled. I do not let Izzy tickle me because it just makes me mad. It's not fun for me. I don't like it at all. I'm not that ticklish, but when I do get tickled, I just hate it. I don't know what it is. I just have such an aversion to it. Above average birth weight? Hell yeah. Earwax type? Wet? Oh, I have very wet earwax. Yeah, patchier facial hair. Darker hair color. Oh, they landed in a really reasonable spot for me. Wow. They really messed up this one though. This should be cranked all the way to the right. Hair type, iris pattern, furrows, crypts, and rings. Can you guys? Here, let me turn up the lights. A little too bright. Hold on. What do you guys see? How close can I get? Oh my god, you can get really close while staying in focus. What do you guys see? You guys see what they said? I'll get a little closer. Hi. This is a very intimate moment for us. Let me turn those lights down. That was awesome. Did you see furrows, crypts, and rings? Oh, I apologize. This I saw my in between my eyebrows was a little dry. It gets really dry in the winter. It is what it is. You probably saw a bunch of flakes there. There's a reason I stay so far away from the camera. You know, you guys don't need to see all that. Okay, cool. Favorites? Oh, I didn't favorite anything. Okay. So I don't really know if there's much else to check out here. There are matches. I wonder... Here, let me check out the DNL. Actually, before we get into that, yeah, let's check out the general health. Sorry, I wasn't showing my screen. We can go through this. If it gets a little too personal, I'll just not show it anymore. Overall, how would you describe your general health? I'd say above average, very good. I do consent. All right, overall, how would you describe your general health? Very good. Oh, I clicked do not consent. I do consent. All right, very good. Height and weight, how tall are you? 5 foot. Is this gonna give me answers, or is this just gonna... I'm 5'8" and a quarter, by the way, but it won't let me do the quarter. Just so we're all on the same page here. I don't know if this is actually going to give me answers or if that's just for them to have in their database. How much do you weigh? Last I checked, 145. Was the highest level of education you've completed? How's this health? Okay. I have an associate's. Wait. Yeah. Wait, some college. Okay, yeah. Was your marital status? Single. On average, how many days a week do you exercise? I probably average 3 or 4. We'll go with 3. I used to do 5 days a week. Ideally, I want to get back up there, but right now it's just 3. What types of exercise do you do? Lift weights. Walk, jog. In the past 7 days, how many servings of fruits or vegetables did you eat each day on average, not including juice? Oh, God. You guys are catching me on a bad week. I'm normally really good about this. I didn't this week. It's actually 0. Oh my God. That's so embarrassing. In the past 7 days, how many servings of red meat did you eat each day on average? Oh, fuck. Guys, I work at Culver's. I eat it like every day. Oh, well, hold on. Red meat. It's a lot of chicken. As far as red meat, it's more 1 to 2. I did have steak for breakfast today. Have you ever had a drink of an alcoholic beverage? Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Do you have at least one... Did you have at least one alcoholic beverage during this past year? Yeah. I had one today. On a typical drinking day, how many standard drinks do you have? On a drinking day? Just 1 to 2. I don't go pretty hard. I don't really go that hard. Have you ever used any form of tobacco? I mean, I've tried it. I don't use it regularly. I mean, yeah, I've tried it. During your entire life, have you smoked at least 100 cigarettes? See, to me that sounds like a lot, but I know to cigarette smokers, that's, you know, that's a day. No. Do you currently smoke? No. Was that it? Was that all the questions? Oh my God. I've been grifted. This isn't even for me. That's for them. Wow, okay. I really outed myself. Oh, compare. Oh my God. Okay. There's extra levels of security to this. All right. Let me secure my account real quick. And we'll see if they give me any fun information from this. I'm hoping this is the part where they tell me if I'm related to someone famous, but they do, in order to access this part, they're wanting me to secure it. No, nothing fun here. Okay, cool. All right, nothing interesting anymore. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking for forever. It's very hard to talk. Yeah, you can hear me stuttering now. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this is semi-interesting to you, or was semi-interesting to you. This was basically one big history lesson and a minor DNA lesson. Kinda, not even really. But I hope you learned a lot, especially about me. So I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good night. And I'll see you in the next stream. Probably on Monday or Tuesday. That's when it'll be.